We're back again and it's responding to life. My name is NKATHA. Today's topic is the dread of being unattached. If you're not happy single, then you're not going to be happy in a relationship. Get your own life first and then share it. Single is a word best used to describe people who are strong enough to live and enjoy their life without depending on others. That's a problem that we have in this generation. All the young people feel the need to be intimate with someone so as to enjoy life and feel as if they're validated. We often tend to look for validation in men and women for us to feel loved, wanted, and to boost our self-esteem. Very many of us do not have fulfillment and satisfaction in our lives. Therefore, we feel the need to find this in an intimate relationships. And that's how you realize that many people are falling in and out of relationships, jumping from one person to the other and keep that cycle going until time is no longer on their side. What do I mean by this? It's the fact that very many of us feel the need to constantly be with someone so as to be happy. You realize that a person who's just gotten out of a relationship does not even take 1 month or 2 or even a week. Then the next minute they're in another relationship simply because whilst they were in their previous relationship, they were already seeking validation from other people so as to go on to the next. Now, how did this happen? It's because once you get into a relationship, already in your mind, you feel as if being in a relationship, or rather being with someone, clarifies the fact that you are beautiful enough, that you're handsome enough, that you are wanted. And the feeling of being wanted is something, it's like a drug. Very many of us depend and are addicted to feeling wanted. And that's why you have this very many people who are constantly after likes and comments on social media, because it's like a drug. You feel a frenzy when you can see that very many people like you or people want you, or you feel as if you are wanted by someone intimately and so on. Away from that, we get to realize that we don't have enough or big enough self-esteem to sustain us. We're not happy within ourselves. We're not fulfilled within ourselves. Therefore, we sort out after something else to find fulfillment from the outside. I remember we once talked about filling the void in us before we can be able to project something positive out of our lives. And the same happens here. We need to realize that you cannot find happiness in a relationship. You cannot find happiness or fulfillment within someone else. If you are not happy single, if you're not fulfilled being alone, if you're not content with yourself being alone, you're never gonna get contentment or fulfillment in a relationship, because what you're after is seeking validation, and you're gonna be after that continuously, and it will keep on being a cycle. You need to be able to sit back and feel, okay, I am worth it, I am pretty enough, and the right person is gonna get to me at the time. And that's where you'll bring something into a relationship rather than seek to take from a relationship. If you can't love yourself, you can't love someone else. If you cannot be happy with yourself, you cannot be happy with someone else. This is one rule that we all have to master in our minds to be able to project positivity and work inside us to build something within us, something positive. Now, before you get into a relationship, because relationships are actually something that are it's something that is very sacred to some extent. It's something that is very unique. A relationship is a joining and agreement between two people. It's sort of like a covenant. Once you say you're going to be with this person, you're going to share with this person. Doesn't matter what it is, but a relationship, you love this person, you're committing to someone. That is something that needs full awareness of what you are and who you are and what you want in life. It's often at times that I've been told by my mom that very many of us do not need to be in a relationship until we're of a certain age, especially after adolescence. You're not supposed to get into a relationship once you're very, very young, because at the end of the day, it's going to be a game of thing, and you're going to realize that it's a cycle. And for many of us who've been in a relationship before a certain time, before discovering who we are, even physically, we realize that it's no longer about love, it's no longer about commitment, it's no longer about wanting to be with someone. It's now about seeking that validation or seeking that fulfillment or going with the flow, because people are going with the flow. Before you get into a relationship, you need to ask yourself certain questions. Who am I? Who am I physically? What are my attributes? What is it that makes me who I am on the physical? Who am I on the inside? Who am I? What's my characteristic? What's my personality? Who is, mention your name, who is Victoria? Who is it? Like, who am I inside? Who am I spiritually? This is no longer about your emotions or who you are feelings-wise or who you are personality-wise, but now it's about who you are spiritually. And this is also something that is very, very important. What are my likes? What are my dislikes? What do I prefer? What don't I prefer? What religion am I? How spiritual strong am I? And certain things, those are things that you need to have in check prior to you even thinking of getting into a relationship. Another question you need to ask is, who am I compatible with? What kind of person is it that I want to be with? What kind of person am I compatible with? Because it does not help anything if you are not compatible with someone. Take for instance, if you're a Muslim and the person is a Christian, things might not go well if you are not willing to sacrifice that. Because as we all know, there's certain limitations that come with people of different religions. Sometimes it works and at times it doesn't. We also know that there's certain limitations that come with maybe race or figure or something like that. It's always, you need to find someone who's compatible with you. If you're a quiet person, do you prefer someone who's loud, or are you most compatible with someone else who's as quiet as you are? Are you ready to handle someone who's loud? What do you like? Do you like sitting back home on a Friday night, or do you like going out to party? Do you like going to church on Saturday or Sunday? These are the things that you need to take into consideration. Compatibility. It's a very, very important, and it's an important aspect once you're thinking about getting into a relationship. Another question you need to ask is, what do I have to offer in a relationship? Very many come into relationships seeking to take, as I mentioned before, seeking validation, seeking satisfaction, seeking happiness. But what is it that you are going to give in the relationship? What is it that you're ready to offer in the relationship? And this is not about the physical, because a relationship cannot be solidified or founded in physical satisfaction. I'm speaking about the emotional, the things that truly matter spiritually. What is it that you have to offer? Because everyone can offer the physical. It's there. Everyone can offer their bodies. But what is it that's special in you that you're going to offer in the relationship? Are you going to be a headache to someone? Are you going to be a stress? Are you impatient? What is it that you're bringing into the relationship? If it's negativity, then stay away and build on yourself first. And make sure that you can impact positively. Do not seek to find that happiness or to change that negativity by someone else's positivity. You might end up changing them into negativity because you're projecting negativity while they're projecting positivity, and it might clash, and you might be the one to influence them into negativity, and therefore you have someone else on your hands. Another question that you need to ask yourself, lastly, is, am I emotionally stable? You see, very many of us do not even take a month or a week to rebound from a broken relationship, a broken heart, and you realize that very many of us bring that instability into the new relationship. There's no need for you to move into something else if you are not stable. And this is even when you are single. You need to be able to be stable enough and not desperate, and not finding someone simply because you feel that you need to be with someone to be able to rebound. You need to be able to be at a state where you've rebounded and fully recovered, and now you are ready and satisfied within yourself to be able to be with someone else. Emotional stability will make you be able to deal with someone else's emotions, because you do not know what the other person is bringing into the relationship either. If you're not stable, how are you going to deal with someone else's emotions? Because you haven't dealt with yours. Do not expect someone else to be able to help you through that. You need to help yourself first. So, I hope that to all our readers, you'll be able to found proper relationships with solid foundations, with self-esteem, confidence, and validation within yourself first, and not go out seeking for that in someone else, because you're not going to get it. I hope that we are all going to fill our voids, as we once talked about, before we venture into finding someone else. Do not ever dread to be unattached. If anything, use that time as a single person to develop yourself, to see back and learn back from your previous relationship, to find out, where did I go wrong? Where did the relationship go wrong? What can I do better in the next relationship? What can I build within myself to help me in a relationship? And if you've never been in a relationship before, sit down and relax. Build, work on yourself, and I promise you that you will be able to get into a relationship maturely, stably, and be able to be in a relationship where you can give more than you can take. With that said, kindly do not forget to follow us on our social media accounts, which will be down in the description box. Also, do not forget to visit our website www.respondingtolife.org.com so as not to miss out on any of our blog posts. Also, do not forget to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on any of our videos. From us, with love, my name is NKATHA, and this is Responding to Life.